So in standing up straight, I can feel the shunt on my right side. Not close enough. It's right here. I can't tell from this angle if I can see the scar or not, but that's where it is. And I'm feeling it a lot when I'm trying to pose normally, because my impulse is to cradle up in a ball. So I have to say, fuck you, pain. I'm going to try to stand up straight, and hopefully we can get along. So second cup of coffee. Keeping the balance pretty good. Not holding the camera, so the energy isn't fucked. It is nice to see people discussing science and saying, no, this is bullshit. I'm now listening to a guy talk about black holes, and I've seen him do lectures on whatever physics. I can't tell them apart anymore, but he said he was in the quantum physics. They don't understand what's going on either. But the other guy that was teaching the quantum physics, the younger version of this guy, I think at MIT, he just didn't understand what he was talking about, the different spins in different directions. Well, yeah, at that moment, that's where they're spinning. And it's completely random. Half are spinning one way, half are spinning the other. Then they shoot them through a mirror so that the ones that are spinning right go that way and the ones that are spinning left go that way, or whatever. I guess the right ones will go that way and for me, and left for me there. You go, well, yeah, you shot them in a mirror. You have no control over maintaining its spin after that point. After you let it release it, you have no idea where it's going, where it's spinning. When you were looking at it, yeah, about half of them were spinning, clockwise or counterclockwise, however you were looking at it. So since there are three spatial dimensions, up, forward, left, with each with an opposite, down, backward, right, giving you 6 directions of spin, because it's just a swirling mass of energy, literally. It's compact enough to be called mass, and they call it an electron. But it's only stable in the environment of an atom. You're getting that. Outside the environment of an atom, you have to maintain a field of energy to keep the electron together, because it's just happy to burst into energy, because it's got no environment where it's stable. you know. It's like pulling a fish out of water. So then we give this fish, here, I'm going to continue this. We give this fish enough pressure, water, oxygen, whatever it needs to be considered a fish. And then we shoot it down a hallway at a pair of slits. Okay. By the time it gets down that hallway, it's just no longer a fish. You have to constantly keep it alive. You know, this is an electron, my electron fish. So they shoot it down the hallway at a pair of slits, which I just recently found some data on. It's still really stupid. I got the 2 names and a date of the experiment, and I can look that up. You shoot this goldfish, the goldfish electron, at these pair of slits. And if it remains a goldfish, it will squeeze through one slit and appear in a pattern. Because we can't aim it very well, but just shooting a sphere, calling it an electron, hopefully it's small enough to fit through the slits. I imagine it is. Electron's got to be pretty small. So we shoot the goldfish through the slits, and if it actually makes it through a slit, it shows up as a goldfish on the other side. But you're keeping the goldfish alive because they were trying to take a look to see if they still had their electron before it went through the slit, so they're looking at it. So they think that their holy presence makes it more solid, because now it acts like a goldfish, because you're giving it enough water, pressure, oxygen, whatever it needs to be considered a goldfish or an electron. So if it manages to get through a slit, it's still a goldfish by the time it gets on the other side. But if you don't give it that extra little boost of energy, in military terms, this would be a supply line. So you're sending your fish out there, and you've got a supply line along the way. That's the scanner. You're saying, okay, we definitely see a goldfish before it goes through the slits. Well, you can't detect it without adding energy to the system. You have to give the goldfish some supplies before it, to maintain its goldfish ability. So that's my quantum physics rant. I still want to listen to this old guy, because I remember him not making sense at some point, so I probably stopped listening to him. Keeping that posture. And which part of my foot hitting the ground is such an important thing to pay attention to? It does hurt where the shunt is. And so I'm probably leaning one side or the other to try to minimize the strain on the right side. So that is going to give me a lopsided body. There are certainly worse things. Okay. There's more coffee, but I'm going to let it sit because I just finished this one. I don't want it to get cold. And I'm going to watch the old guy.